was something I knew I had to do for everyone else. I only told Amy. She's the only one who knows we're doing this. And Becky, of course, but once...
I can tell them all, but I don't know if I can tell yours. I'll break down too. So if it's not there, you think that means you love me so much.
You've already done mine, and there's nothing else I need from you.
Well, good.
And to just say, keep looking out for me.
Oh, I will. I will.
Because I know you'll be around.
Well,
you'll be around.
You're the biggest part of my life.
And the biggest part of mine.
Yeah.
Because my life would not be what it is today if I hadn't moved in with you.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
I was going down the wrong path.
Yes, I know you were. I remember going to that group home and seeing you, thinking, my good little boy.
Yes, I know. Wrong path until I moved in with you, and my life changed around completely.
Yeah, mine did too. And it's good for somebody to be a good influence on somebody else.
It is.
It's good for them to be kind and good and show them the right way. And I was older and more able to do that as I got older.
I saw that.
So I can't say that I was world's number one mother, but I did the best
You were
I
for me.
could.
You were for me.
Best you do at the time is what you got to do.
I think back too, because that was the first time in my life I'd gotten anything brand name. You remember the Doc Martens I had to have, and they were expensive.
Yes.
And the Tommy Hilfiger coats.
Oh God, yes.
And the clothes.
The hat I bleached and called me at work.
Yes.
Okay, then I just
you
won't
ruined
do
it.
Your work anymore.
I remember that. I won't do your laundry anymore. Do it yourself then.
Yeah.
But you'd keep doing it.
Oh,
and I'd keep getting bleach here and there.
Yep. You did it again. You bleached it again.
And who the hell would have thought those would be the memories you'd be sitting talking about later?
That washer and dryer was the best one. I agree.
Yep, that story. Oh, and another one I wanted to talk to you about is, we'll start with let's do Puerto Rico first. You went there first with your sisters and I and Trav.
Yes.
Yes. What do you remember the most? What are your memories of Puerto Rico?
That place we lived in.
Yes, that beautiful
and the beach and
cabin in the rainforest we were in.
Oh God, that rainforest! I remember that.
Our own personal swimming pool. It was salt water.
Yeah.
And one of you, I think Donna, or maybe you and Donna, went down in the morning and even swam alone.
Donna did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she got ear infection.
Oh, I forgot about that.
But we sat up on that little porch.
Yep.
And watched. There was an avocado tree out there.
Yep.
And we had these little black lizards all over.
All over.
And we loved them. We didn't care.
Uh-huh.
We liked the little black ones.
Uh-huh. Yep. And I remember the owner telling us that they had a giant snake. Remember that?
God, yeah. We never saw the snake, but the guy said, we did have chickens until something, I don't know, it was a python, one of them got a hold of them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We just about.
And I also remember that they made Chanel out of some of the flowers there.
Yes, by that bush. Oh, it smelled wonderful.
Mm-hmm. It sure did.
Yeah, that was probably the best vacation. And you driving.
Oh yeah, those crazy
and
hills.
Those roads where you had to navigate by longitude and latitude.
Yep.
Oh God, it was good though. It was. Our trip to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that was
that first one.
Chris and I still talk about it.
We do.
It's nice.
And then remember too, we went to St. John several times with Patty. Remember that beautiful place we stayed in there?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. St. John was great. We threw out our drinks because they were so terrible.
Oh yes, I paid a lot of money for them.
Yes, we did. And each one of you, even you, threw it out the window. We were so disgusted with it.
It was awful.
We were so disgusted with it.
I can't drink this fucking thing you said and threw it out the window.
Did I? That sounds like me. Yep, that sounds like me.
Amy's bathroom's looking good.
Is it? You saw it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, what is that she brought you? He brought you
a remote, so we're
original remote for that TV.
Amy had one.
Oh, thank God!
So I'm gonna see if I can get this going now. Finally.
Oh God! I just wish I didn't have to use that one.
I know.
It could be anywhere.
And if
you could sprinkle me if you wanted to.
And if some people want your ashes, you don't mind.
No,
but I think it makes.
I don't want you to obsess over them.
No, don't obsess over them. And you. I think we should put part of you at least with Sandy and Dut there. I mean, you've got a tombstone there. Part of you better be there.
Well, we can put me in there. I don't mind.
We'll see what
That's
people
where we
want.
chose.
I think it'll be what each individual might want. Some people might want some ashes, some might not, and then the rest will just be at Riverside, which is a beautiful cemetery, beautiful plot.
Yep.
Yep. Is
Well,
there?
Sandy will say she wants to, but she won't take care of them. Like Dustin's, I don't think, or
Right.
David's, I don't think she even knows where those are.
Right,
anymore.
right. Agree. I'm right with you. Trev still has his mom on our mantle.
Oh,
Yeah, in the living room, and we've got Scout, and we like to keep our people close to you. And I think I'm going to have to take some of you with me.
okay.
Yeah, no matter what.
That's all right. I
Yeah.
don't mind.
And is there anything you want done or
No,
feel that would help you?
no. Everything is being helped as much
That's
as
what I thought
possible.
too. Yeah, everything is taken care of. People
Yeah.
are good. There's no fighting in the family. We're the
That's
closest.
what I want, mostly, is the peace and love
We're the
with the family.
We're the closest we've ever been. The whole family is at the moment, and I hope it really stays that way. There's no reason it
It was
should.
good to see Nick yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a
God, I
long
hadn't
time.
seen him forever.
I believe it in my full soul that you're going to be with your mom
Well, I hope so.
and your babies
Yeah. And Duddy
and Duddy and Dave and
little
correct
Landon.
me if I'm wrong, but that's a question I was curious about was Delmer. Do you think he's the love of your life? Who would you say the love of your life was for a man?
It had been Delmer.
That's what I would have thought
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And won't that be interesting?
Yeah.
My God, the
He's been
time.
gone a
Yeah.
lot of years.
And great grandma?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, Gloria. You've
Yeah.
got so much to look
Oh, I
forward
know.
to.
I know. Yeah.
We're all energy at the end of the day, and we're all going to be there. I don't
Yeah.
care what your religious belief
Oh,
is.
no.
We're all going to be there.
That's right. Absolutely. Sure.
So I keep telling myself that you've got a fabulous adventure coming
Yep.
of people that you've missed a long time.
Yep.
And I'm a little jealous in certain ways because I
It'll
miss some of
come.
these
It'll
people.
come for
You
you.
know how hard it
It'll
is to
come
miss
for-
some of these
oh,
people.
Yes, I do too. But you do live longer, and you
Yeah.
make new friends, new loves, new cares, and new joys, and
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So how did you meet Delmer?
At the roller skating rink in Charles City.
Uh-huh. How old were you?
Oh God, he was like 17, and I was like, he wasn't even 17, but he was probably 16, and I was like 18.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I was that old when I met him.
Real young then.
Pretty young, yeah. We were both in high school still. Or I was in high school, he wasn't even in high school.
Uh-huh. And how did you hear that he had passed?
Oh, Walt called me on the phone. We lived on 4th Avenue by the school in Charles City.
Uh-huh.
And he said, Karen, somebody just called me and told me Delmer died. And he was just all upset, and I said, I'll call and check. So I called and checked, and they said, yeah, he'd been in an accident. So I had to call Walt back and tell him, yeah, it was true.
Uh-huh.
And he was so broken up, and I said, I'm going to go right down there. And then Claire Clay, who I was going with at that time, or else knew real well, I can't remember yet.
Mm-hmm.
But we drove down there, and I viewed his body and met with Barbara, his wife at that time, and he had 2 little kids by her. And my girls would go down to visit Delmer every few months or so and stay with him and Barb. And then Cheryl had called me that time and said he was being funny with her. And I didn't know if she just wanted to come home.
Uh-huh.
But I thought, you can't take a chance. I ran right down and got her, Gloria and I, in the middle of the night, and brought her home. I can't myself believe that he did, but maybe he did, and I just would hate him for that.
We all make mistakes.
But I don't think he, anyway, then they were back home again. And, yeah.
And tell me about Ray, too. How'd you meet him, and how do you think your marriage was with, or were you weren't married, were you, or were you?
No, never married when I started a new relationship. Let's see, Ray.
Yeah.
I met him through my girlfriend Darla,
Yeah.
and the one guy she liked really good was Ray's best friend. So they were a little bit kind of getting together, and they introduced us. We were down at Old Caldwell's Tavern, I think. And then I knew he liked me because we were going to go out, a whole bunch of us, on a party, kind of a dancing party thing in Teope, Minnesota. They danced and drank, and it was fun. And Ray said, yeah, he would go, but he'd only go if I sat by him. They were going to put Renati, my friend from Germany, by him, and he said he would go if I sat by him. So from then on, we just kind of went together, and then ended up getting married. I was not totally away from my first relationship, so that always kind of bugged me. I was going with a guy named Nick McDaniels, and
I've never heard that name.
Then when I met Donnie, it just all kind of went. It was him then, you know. And me too. He had another girlfriend. Later, many, many years ago, I found out he had a daughter by that girl.
Oh, wow.
She never told me, he never told me. And it didn't matter to me anyway. He accepted my kids and was good to them, you know. So that didn't matter. But he was probably the best man I was ever married to.
Was Ray?
Yeah. I know after we got married, he told us at the hospital or somewhere, that we could still get welfare because they weren't his kids. You know? And he said, no, these were his kids, and he would support them. And he always did. And he did it nicely. And he'd tease them and pick on them. And he was just a dad. He was a good person to him.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, just drinking got out of hand, and I don't know, just a bunch of shit.
Were you ever, any of the men ever physical? Like, did you ever get a punch or anything
Delmer.
more?
Only Delmer.
Only Delmer. And what'd he do?
Oh, he beat me.
Yeah, like,
you know, just punched me.
Fist to face, or like bad.
Yeah.
But none of the later ones.
Oh God, no. Ray would not have ever hurt a soul. He was the gentlest man. And if you get to know Jerry, you'll get to know Ray. He's very gentle, a very, very good man. I should have stayed with him. I almost said that later.
Yeah.
I should have stayed with him.
I've heard that before, that he might have been the best man you had been with.
Yep, I think he was. He should have been my first love. And he was really close. I really did care for Ray a lot.
And I heard a story, I think Mom told me at some point, that maybe you and Edie were driving together and you found him cheating or with some other woman, and then you kind of knew it was over, or what's the story there?
With who?
Maybe you were driving around with Edie trying to find Ray was with another woman, maybe, or...
I can't remember. I can't remember, to tell you the truth.
So tell me more about...
more of it, I think, was Delmer came back in the picture.
Oh, did he? It interlapped Delmer and Ray?
Not sexual or anything,
right.
but just...
in your life.
Yeah. And I just kind of broke it off with Ray, and... I don't know, that had a little bit to do with it, not the major thing.
Sure. Tell me about growing up, too, with your mom and where you lived. I know at one point you were in Wisconsin, in Madison, maybe. Tell me.
I started school in Madison, Wisconsin. Cudahy, Wisconsin. I have that little card from my
I've seen the
school that
picture of
says
you in
Karen
front of
Uker,
it.
or Karen Sullivan,
Mm-hmm.
graduating from kindergarten or something, or into kindergarten.
And what was Ardell like growing up?
Oh, she was wonderful, wonderful woman. Just everything you think about Grandma, she was.
And her mom was a teacher?
Yep, and my other grandma was a teacher.
Uh-huh. And how about...
I think. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I had heard that too, that her mom was also a teacher.
Anyway, she could make anything with Grandma Sullivan. She'd use old feed sacks and make us dresses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She'd make them so big because she was so frugal. She wanted them to last. So when we got the clothes, mine always fit, or Gloria's fit me.
Oh.
And she had to wait to grow into the ones that I grew out so that she'd have a new,
Mm-hmm.
I was always a head one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I lived with Grandma Sullivan for a few years before, when I was young. I went to Catholic school.
Yep.
She was very good to me, taught me to make dish towels, dish rags, comforter, bedding, crochet.
Mm-hmm.
She was a good woman.
And did you stay with Aunt Jessie at some point?
No, never. Mom did.
You just
Mom
visited her?
We'd visit her every time we go down to Frankville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And tell me about the twins. How do you remember it happening, and what was their actual cause?
Well, I'm not sure still. They told me the actual cause, but I can remember it.
I have it written down on the family tree. That's okay, but
anyway, tell you, what'd you ask me?
About the twins, how hard it was, what had happened, what did you wake up to?
The twins had been just a little not feeling wonderful, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I told Ray he'd come home. He worked third shift. He came home from work, and I said, we need to take the babies to the hospital. And he said, wait, and if they're not better in the morning, we'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by then I come down in the morning, and they were in convulsions.
Oh, no.
In their crib.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, we were so scared and frantic. And
Both of them were.
Yeah. And we loaded them in the car, all the kids with us, and raced to the hospital. And Craig died not a long time after he got there. And then the very next day, Christine died. She had pneumonia. That's what she died of. But he died of something different. I can't think what they called it. It was just a blur, just like you're walking around in a fog. You don't even know where you're at. It's just like I was on so many pills.
Really? I don't remember hearing that.
Oh, yeah, just drugged
a lot of pills.
up. Oh, yeah, drugged up.
Depression.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Yeah, just frantic,
Uh-huh.
And then I remember my girlfriend, Marlene Marth, came to ask me to go for a walk with her one day. And we went walking down the Floyd railroad track. And it was quiet, and it was nice to walk. And I think I could see a little glimpse of maybe living again and being okay eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But it was terrible.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny you say that, because when Dut passed, I had a very vivid dream of being with him and him telling me, tell my mom I'm going to be okay.
Really?
Yeah, very.
Wow.
And
he probably did.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's interesting how that happens.
Yes.
And Trav's good friend, Laura, just said too, she had a very vivid dream. She just lost her husband and is losing her mind over it. And she had a very vivid dream of a communication with him too. It's one of those things. In the afterlife, I'm going to be looking for messages from you.
Okay. If I can give them to you, I will. And you look for every
I know you'll be
cheery one.
around. I know you'll be around me.
Well, I think I
hold
will,
on
too.
to that, and you'll be
Well,
looking over me.
Yeah. Yes, I will. Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you like
And
hell,
Travie,
lady.
too.
Each conversation I have with you is a blessing.
Well, me too.
Because we
All
don't know
the
how much
little
time we
things
have
you
left here,
do,
Gran.
Oh, no,
I thought
none
I
of
had a
us
lot
do.
longer with you.
Well, yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
until
I
we
know.
went to that.
Damn dentist.
Yeah. Well, it was there. They'd have found it eventually.
I know, but I think that made it a bit quicker than it could have been.
Yep, it did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you've given me so much.
Oh, you've given me so much too. I was pretty much kind of at a loss after Donnie.
Yeah, you were alone.
Yeah, I was.
You weren't doing much. You didn't get out much.
I
Just
remember
working home.
thinking, geez, I can have candy on the coffee table and eat it whenever I want to. And, you know, things were looking up a little. And then you called me in the middle of the night, said,
Yeah.
can I come live with you, Grandma?
I still remember.
I said, can you go back to your bedroom and lock the door and stay in there and don't come out?
Yep.
And in the morning, I'll come and get you.
Yep, I remember.
And I did, and we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's
From
how
that
we
day on,
started. Yep.
that's how we started.
Yeah.
And we'll never forget, of course, that damn washer and dryer.
Oh, God, I love that. You know, it was the worst thing at the time.
Trying to help Sandy out.
Oh, and then you think about it, and you think, nothing to worry about, really.
No.
But it could have been.
As we saw the sparks flying down the road,
Yes.
and I said, Grandma, there it went.
Oh,
No,
my
no,
God.
you said. We're both
Then
out there.
I'm up there running down
the
the
highway.
highway in the dark, waving my arms.
So the car doesn't hit the damn washer and
Then you
dryer.
wanted to go in the store somewhere and get something.
Oh, probably Sears. And then I still remember.
So I stayed in the car and just about fell apart when you went in there.
I remember the only thing that happened were some dents. It still worked. Remember hearing that?
Yeah, she used that for a long
Her
time.
and Mike used that washer and dryer for quite a while. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Danny Wilson was here yesterday. He
Oh, was
still
he?
mentioned about how Dustin was such a big help getting that washer and dryer down the stairs and running and stuff.
Uh-huh.
He was just a little guy.
Uh-huh.
And how Jason was lazier and he wouldn't do it. He was slower, you know.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
yeah, it just made me think of that when you said that, because he'd just been here and mentioned that himself.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you'd still have been with Ray had the babies had not passed? Do you think that had anything to do with it?
Yeah, I think so, because I kind of held it against him for saying if they're
To
better
wait.
in the morning, we'll go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I kind of held that against him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm sure it is. If we'd had, you know, just gone on our own way, seemed like we always got along good. We didn't fight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And what about Grandpa Sullivan? I hear he used to have an alcohol problem. He was maybe violent. What do you
not
remember?
Grandpa.
No.
No, that was Grandpa Stegan.
Stegan, okay.
Yeah, Grandpa Sullivan was a mellow old man. He looked like a Santa Claus. He was a little fat, white-haired guy.
And didn't one of them breed rabbits?
That was him.
Uh-huh. And he was kind.
Oh, very.
Uh-huh.
He liked to sit and watch goldfish. He had a big bowl of goldfish, and he'd just sit there and smoke his pipe, sit with Prince Albert in a can, and he'd sit, cherry blend tobacco, and he'd sit there and he'd watch those fish and just, you know, relax. He was a very mellow guy. He used to take me to town when I stayed with him, and he'd buy me a 6-pack of pop.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember
What kind of pop would you like?
I can't remember that.
Okay.
I remember that Mom picked me up for a visit with her for, I don't know, a weekend or whatever it was. And Mom went and bought me a bottle of pop, and I said, well, Grandpa always buys me a 6-pack. She said that just made her, you know, it was funny, but it was a little bit bad.
She wasn't happy about it. And when Delmer passed, I think you told me a story when we were doing the family tree that you put a ring in his jacket.
yes,
Tell me more about
it's
this.
Still there.
Tell me about it. It was at his funeral, and
It was just a little Avon ring, it had purple sets in it. It was a pretty little ring. And I was wearing it to his funeral. And we walked up by the body. I just put it in his coat pocket, and then I patted it, and I said, part of me goes with you. And it did. Yeah, I took that really hard.
was it a leather jacket? Do you remember? Or?
No, he had a suit on that time. He never wore a suit, but he did. Yeah. I wish he'd had his leather jacket on. He looked really good. He had a big Willie on the back because they called him Willie for Wilson.
Oh, Willie.
Yeah.
And how did you get into gardening?
Well, my mom worked at a greenhouse, you know, for
I know.
years and years and years. And I think I got it from her.
Did it happen later in life, earlier, all throughout?
Later in life. The birds also. Ray's mother got me to love the birds. She'd feed a whole bunch of birds at her house in Belmont. And she gave me probably my first bird feeder, I don't remember. But she probably did, and it just went from there. And the plants too. Yeah.
I think I told you that I'm going to take some of your peonies this spring from your yard and bring them to mine.
See if you can get that big yellow one too.
I'm going to take that out. Yeah, I'm going to take it and put it in different light and see if it'll come back to life and bloom.
It wasn't a wonderful place. It was right in the corner.
It was
of
shaded.
That one. Yeah, a little bit shaded.
Me and Trav were looking at that.
But, you know, it might not ever.
We'll find out. There's no reason it shouldn't, so I think I'm going to have luck with it. It'll bring me good memories, too, if it does.
Yeah. All your pretty little trees in your yard.
Trav and I were looking at that tree at your house, too, when we went and got the curtains last week, how big it got, how much we wanted one of those
The yellow?
birch trees. Remember that birch? I planted that with you.
Yes, I do remember that.
We were driving around people's houses looking at the birch tree, saying how much we wanted one, and I don't know where we got it.
Messiest tree. Oh.
That was a live and learn tree.
It was a live and learn tree.
It looked nice, but yeah, you don't always know what you're getting into.
Yep, it was.
I talked to Jason today. I told him to get on getting appliances because next week the house is his. In a week. Less than a week, he will be living in there.
I hope he gets him nice appliances.
Yes, he said he's going
to. Because it's so important to have good appliances, a good roof on your house. I'll bet that house will need to be roofed.
I noticed that stain in your bedroom was getting pretty bad, but whatever.
Oh, it might be now. I haven't seen it for
whatever.
a while.
I mean, it's about the same size, but it obviously keeps leaking.
It never, ever, unless it's just that color.
Right.
I don't know.
It needs some help, but now he's got his own house, and he's looking for appliances now, and he's excited.
He may need to get it roofed later.
Yeah, eventually, stuff he can work on.
Yeah.
Oh, and he also got a grant, so he doesn't even have to pay any closing costs.
Wonderful.
So he got a damn good deal out of this. This is really helping him, and Amy and Ava absolutely love the PT Cruiser. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
Everybody's happy.
Good, because I wanted someone that would take care of that car and love it.
That was a cute car.
I loved it from the minute I saw it in the parking lot.
Yep.
I said, I want that little red one.
Yep. That was a memory of ours that me and Trav will share forever, too, going to pick that PT out with you. I told Amy that. I said, that's an emotional car to me because that was her funnest car her whole life. That was her cool car.
I never hung on to one that long.
No.
I just kept fixing it up. It was running good when I gave it up.
Still running good.
And Casey can fix it if it doesn't. So.
Exactly. I hear Patty and Johnny are doing good. Did he start his new job? Did you hear?
No, maybe 3 weeks. He has to wait for a background check and drug test and that kind of stuff. So they told him not to quit his job until he had that done because it could be 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think Patty and Johnny are the perfect couple.
I do too.
They're set.
I do too.
Yep.
I think they're good together.
And I think once Lee and Kelly start getting their stuff together, they're on the right path here. Things are going good there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, that is good.
Sandy looked fabulous yesterday.
She did, didn't she look cute?
Yes, she did.
Her little sunglasses
Hair
on,
looks nice. She seems
that
happy.
hair is perfect. That way.
Exactly. Finally.
Looks like Sandy should look.
Exactly. Finally,
Yeah.
she got to the right point.
Yep.
She's happy. She's healthy.
She needs to hear that all the time so she doesn't get carried into that, I need attention, do my hair.
Right. Agree. I'm going to be visiting her more often, taking her back to Rochester just to get her out of there.
Yeah.
Have adventures
She's
in life.
lucky. She gets out of there.
She does. She gets out of there a lot. And
They're very good to her, the kids.
yeah, she's got a lot of good in her life too, so
She's
she's
got a lot of
happy.
people around her that are good to her.
She's happy, and that's what matters.
Yep.
Jerry seems to be doing good.
Yep.
His new girlfriend seemed to be decent. Did you meet her or no?
I don't even know if he has one now. The other night when he stopped, he had Heather with him,
Oh.
what he was married to.
Oh, I see.
He said they're just friends, they're nothing else. But it doesn't matter. I loved Heather when she was with us, but I held that against her too. So it is what it is. Life stinks sometimes.
Life is difficult. There's no other way of putting it. Life is difficult.
Yep, it is.
There's a lot of
She's a good mother. I'll tell her that. Boy, she is a good mother. And I guess her little boy looks so much like Landon.
Now, what's your thought on religion at this point? You've lived it, you've seen it, you grew up Catholic, you've had experiences.
Well, I
what
just
do you
believe
think?
there's a spirit, but I don't think it's the one that we relish or that we pray to a lot.
I agree with you
I
completely.
think it's just
An afterlife.
yeah. I do.
I fully do.
Yeah, because all the things you hear cannot be possibly true. I mean,
You see these people too that say that they see their life flash before their eyes, they see a tunnel, this, that, the other thing.
well, anything with me, when I've got lost consciousness and it's almost gone, I never saw nothing.
Nothing. But I don't think you were there though.
No.
You weren't near
I
death.
do not remember anything either, so.
Even when you had your stroke and such, you don't really
Right.
remember any of that.
Oh.
No, I think that's maybe a safety
Becky
mechanism.
had to tell me, about how long it was and when it was and what happened, because I didn't know.
Yeah, it was the worst I've ever seen you look in your life. Half of your face was paralyzed.
Yeah.
But it only lasted a few days. I was shocked when you bounced back.
It was like the next day.
Yeah, it was a miracle in my mind. It really was from what I saw. I was
me too.
holy.
Yeah.
My God, she jumped back.
Yeah. Well, I was so thankful when I could raise my legs and arms, And then it just kept getting better.
Right, and your trembles finally went away.
Yeah.